On March 24, 2025, the Defense POW, MIA Accounting Agency, or DPAA, identified the remains of Technical Sergeant Clarence E. Gibbs, missing since World War II. Gibbs, a North Carolina native, entered the U.S. Army and served as a member of the 368th Bombardment Squadron, part of the 306th Bombardment Group. On December 29, 1944, he was aboard a B-17G Flying Fortress as an aerial engineer and top turret gunner, flying alongside 9 other crew members on a large-scale bombing mission in support of the Battle of the Bulge. While flying over their target, the B-17G was hit twice by heavy enemy fire, and flames engulfed the plane. All crew members managed to parachute out of the aircraft before it crashed. 5 of the men successfully landed, and after being captured by German soldiers, they eventually returned to U.S. custody. 1 crew member was found dead in the woods near Esterich, Germany, by German soldiers, and was reportedly buried in a local cemetery. The remaining 3, including Gibbs, were unaccounted for, with no records indicating they were held as prisoners of war. In 1946, the American Graves Registration Command, or AGRC, began investigating crash sites of downed aircraft from the Bingen air raid. Local German citizens reported seeing American airmen parachuting from the plane. 1 airman was helped by a local civilian before being taken into custody by German authorities. Investigations continued for several years. However, by April 1950, the AGRC had exhausted all efforts to recover the missing men and recommended they be declared non-recoverable. Then, in 2013, DPAA researchers, collaborating with local German authorities, recovered documents from the State Archive at Koblenz, containing information about 3 captured airmen, who were reportedly killed by SS troops near Camp Bornhofen. Following this lead, 2 DPAA investigation teams conducted further research, including examining local cemetery records in 2015 and 2019. In May 2021, DPAA teams began excavating a suspected burial site in the Camp Bornhofen cemetery, where the 3 men were believed to be buried. Under the supervision of 2 scientific recovery experts, the team recovered possible remains and associated materials, which were sent to the DPAA laboratory for analysis and identification. Through laboratory testing and circumstantial evidence, a portion of the remains was identified as belonging to Sergeant Gibbs. For 80 years, Gibbs' family had no word on his fate, until the U.S. Army contacted Gibbs' great-niece, and Gillespie, to share the news that her uncle had finally been found. On July 26, 2025, Clarence E. Gibbs was laid to rest at Pinelawn Memory Gardens in Clinton, South Carolina, with full military honors. He is also memorialized on the walls of the missing at the Lorraine American Cemetery in Saint-Avold, France.
Mountain majesty.